Hi, everyone. Welcome to the April 9th SIG release weekly meeting. My name is Jeremy, and I'll be the host today. Just before we get started, just a quick reminder that this meeting is covered by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct. So by participating in the meeting, you're agreeing to abide by the Code of Conduct. This will also be recorded and available on YouTube shortly after this meeting is over. So just be aware of that as you're participating in the meeting. I have just dropped the agenda into the chat. If you could please add yourself as an attendee, that would be super awesome. We have very little agenda today. So if you have anything you'd like to discuss, feel free to add that at the end as well. And we will definitely have time to discuss things uh, in an ad hoc basis. Before we get going, does anybody want to introduce themselves? If this is your first time to this meeting or you haven't been here in some time, feel free to come off of mute and introduce yourself. I think I recognize the names here.
Hi, I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim. What's your interest in SIG release?
I can't remember who I had reached out to months ago, and that's how long I've been stalking this group. Um, I think this is the first time it actually either A happened or I was semi-free to join. Short version was the old releases had an issue that I was hoping to help with. It looks like the move away from the Docker actions or whatever the GitHub actions um, kind of had a knock-on effect of fixing that, but I'm interested, if at all possible, of helping out if I can.
Well, cool. Awesome. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Uh, we generally have a couple of different areas where we can always use help. One of them is the release team. That one's got a process for becoming an official member of it, and that changes from release to release. But we also have release engineering tooling as a subproject. And that one we definitely could always use help on. Maintaining tooling, working on packages, supply chain security stuff, lots of things that we can always kind of go over there. So happy to have you here. Take a look around the repos. Give us a shout out in SIG release Slack channel if you're curious about anything in particular. All right. With that, we can jump into our recurring topics. And first up, we have patch releases. And I can take that one. Small update there. Need to send an email out about this. We are going to bump the patch releases one day early. So they're going to be on Tuesday, April 16th instead of on Wednesday, April 17th, because that's the day of the release. And we don't want to do both of them on the same day because that would be a long and busy day. So the cherry pick deadline is this Friday. If you have anything that you're looking to get in, make sure you get it ready to go, ready to be cherry pick reviewed by Friday. And I will take an action item to send an email to KDev about moving the release up one day. Any other updates for release engineering? Marco, we chatted a little bit about the open issues for the test generation stuff. Danny and my team has been out, so he's back today. So I'm going to sync up with him to see where he was with that work in progress PR, and then we can follow up and figure out what things we need to do for the rest of the tooling.
Sounds good.
For anybody that's listening to that and curious, right now we have a little bit of a difficult time handling creation of the new release branches, specifically creation of the tests to go along with the new release branches. There's some automation that should handle some of that, but it's not working correctly. So we need to fix that a little bit. Rewrite it and go do a few things around that. Okay. OBS packages. Marco, do you have any updates around the OBS packages?
Nothing new since the last week.
Okay. Supply chain security. I don't think we have Adolfo with us today. Veronica, have you, I think you mentioned in a DM that you might have been looking at the supply chain security stuff with Adolfo. Do you know if there's any
No,
updates around that? Okay.
no, we haven't met yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mentioned this yesterday, but we haven't met yet, but they have been working on things that you can see in the open. Just we don't have a specific update. And when I said they, is Carlos and Adolfo for everyone else, because they're the both of them have been focusing on the supply chain security stuff for literally years. So yeah, I have seen that over the past couple of weeks. They have been working on different things, but then Carlos started working on the Go upgrades and other related work to that. So I think that's when they paused it. But yeah, we are supposed to meet soon. But well, let's do this. Like for next week, since I know that one of them is drowning in meetings and the other one is drowning in airplane travel, I will try to get an update, like
Okay.
a structured update from both of them, or
Okay.
even myself.
That sounds great.
Good.
All right. Artifact validation. Any updates there, Marco? I think you were maybe.
No major updates. The survey is still ongoing until end of April. We are doing a little bit better compared to last time. We have 29 responses at the moment. It's still appreciated to share the survey with your network. We have got some comms from SIG Contribux comms last week. Some tweets and other social media posts went out. I also think that CNCF shared some of them. And at the moment, we are at 29 responses. Would be nice to gather a few more of them. So if you can share it, if you didn't already, it will be very appreciated. Thank you.
Do you have a link to the survey handy that I could include in the notes? I guess we can
Yeah,
probably find it
sure.
below. Oh, here I found it. Never mind. I just scrolled down just a little bit. Anybody that's here that would like the signal boost it. Thanks for sharing, Marco. There's the link to the survey. If you can share that on your social media or internally where you're working, that would be super dope. All right. Any questions from anyone about artifact validation before we move on to release team? All right. Kat said she couldn't be here. So don't know if anybody from the release team has any updates. I see Mark has joined.
Yeah, I can give some updates.
Yeah, go for it.
So for RC1, there was an issue that came. There was a new kubelet option that was broken on Windows and prevented a lot of like clusters from being upgraded. So we everybody decided that wouldn't block the RC1 but would block RC2. There's a link to the PR here, and I think that all of the stakeholders, so Node, Windows, and Jordan from the API stuff, since it touched, I think, some APIs, all agreed on a fix. And the pull request author I just checked about 7 minutes ago, so that they were going to make some updates to kind of just finish up this PR and hopefully get it merged by RC2. And then if that merges, I think we're still on schedule to release RC2 on Thursday.
Okay. If that doesn't hit by Thursday, we're going to hold the RC2.
I think the plan is to still consider that a release blocker. It's too late, or like not enough time to.
Yeah.
It's too close to the actual release. I think we want at least one build with this.
And I would assume we would probably make a decision to delay the release for that as well.
I don't know about that. I'll probably leave that up to Kat and folks. Kat and
Okay.
Grace.
I'll start a thread in the SIG release channel. I think it would be good to have a contingency plan in place just in case, like if this doesn't land by Thursday, we
Yeah.
won't do an RC Thursday. I highly doubt we would do the RC on Friday. Maybe we would. That
Okay, yeah. Let's just start a discussion with everybody. I'm also the branch manager. I can
Yeah.
do the RC on Friday if folks think that that's a good idea. But we'll have to discuss.
So I'll take an action to start a thread for that. Okay, cool. That's the end of our agenda. Does anybody have anything else they want to discuss? Otherwise, we can call it a day and get back to getting things ready to go for the release, all the fun stuff that's happening there. Get ready for our patch releases next week. Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a safe rest of your Tuesday and have a great week. See ya.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.